everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Teacher Amanda here, and I just wanted to talk to you today about working for DadaABC, and the question I get a lot is about time. Well, how does it work with time? Like, do you have a lot of time extra? Do you compared to a regular teaching job, does it take up as much time as that? And here are the answers that I have come up with. There was a lot of things that I thought about when I thought about time and working for Dada. The first thing was DadaABC.com has allotted me a lot of time to be with my family. I only work for them for 4 hours a week. So those 4 hours, they really don't take that long. It's after my kids go to bed. They work well with my schedule. I'm Central Standard Time in the U.S. So in other videos I've told you it's 9 to 11. When it's not daylight savings time. After this weekend, my schedule will be 8 to 10, which even better. But my husband will put my kids to bed then. But that is awesome for me because I still get all that time with my kids, and it doesn't take hardly any time. Also, compared to that time, a part-time job, like the pay, it just doesn't compare to like a regular part-time job. Okay. The other thing that I did was I made a list. I'm a list person. I've worked for Dada for 6 months now, and I've gotten a really good idea of how time works for me with them. In the past 6 months, I have got to go on 3 different trips. One was a almost 2-week trip. It was 16 hours away. I was still able to work while I was on my trip. I didn't pick up extra hours during that time like I usually do during the summer, but I was still able to travel, which was amazing. It didn't take a lot of time to set up lessons or anything. I simply took a small tote with my essentials, finger puppets, flashcards, markers, pens. I have a tiny notebook where I make notes about how my students are doing. It didn't take a lot of extra prep time to actually go on my trip and still teach. And I didn't miss out on any of the fun. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, the second trip that I went on was a weekend trip. It was to my husband's sisters, my sister-in-laws. And it was over a weekend. And I planned it. I called the hotel. I had a speed test done. Worked out fine. However, during that, I was like, oh man, this is going to be easy. Going to go back to the hotel. But life happened, and my son had influenza. Got influenza on the trip. It was horrifying. However, he was in the other room in the hotel, because I got a 2-room, and I still was able to teach. So I taught in the other room while he rested in the living room. Between my classes, I had one tiny little 15-minute break because I had a trial class and then not another trial class. I was able to go check on him. It worked out perfect, and we still got to kind of enjoy our trip even though my son was sick, but I still got to work and I still got to be mom, which is super important to me. Being mom is my number one priority. If this ever interfered with me being mom, I wouldn't do it. So that tells you how well it works with my life. Third trip we went on was simply just a quick weekend trip. It was not even planned out. We were like, let's go to, I'm from Iowa. Let's go to Minneapolis. So we drove up to Minnesota, stayed in a hotel, went out, had fun during the day. I worked at night, worked fine, worked perfect, didn't have any problems. The kids went down to the pool while I was doing work. Didn't interfere with me because, first of all, I don't like going to the pool. My husband took them, so perfect. So the time factor there was perfect. Travel and working for Dada, it's pretty awesome. Tip though, make sure that you call ahead to your hotels, make sure they have the right internet speed, because if they don't, it's going to interfere with your classes. The second thing is I never, before I worked for Dada, got to be involved with any of my kids' things. I would pay for them to go out for football. I would pay for them to go out for youth groups and different things like that. And I never got to be involved because my work hours on my full-time jobs and my part-time jobs always interfered. I always had to be there, and I always was in charge because for some reason I'm an overachiever there, but I always had to be doing it. And it was so frustrating. With Dada, because of the time difference between China and Central Standard Time in the US, it works out so that it's either really early in the morning or really late at night, or not even really late. 9 to 11 is not very late. I'm getting older. So it works perfect because I don't miss the important moments in my family's life. They grow up far too fast, and I've already missed too many. So I love that. My other thing is I work 2 other jobs beside working for Dada. No, I still have time to do all that stuff I just talked about. Now, one of them is one of those silly little sales jobs, things where you sell things. I sell leggings. I do it online. No big deal. My other job is I'm a full-time 2nd grade teacher in a public school system. It takes tons of time. And I think everyone that's been in the classroom can tell you lesson planning takes time. Making copies takes time. Decorating your classroom takes time. Figuring out how you're going to manage your classroom takes time. If you have students that are struggling, they take extra time. Not just in the classroom, outside of the classroom, because you're trying to come up with different things for them. So, all of that takes time. I don't go to school and work 8 hours and leave. That's not how that works in a public education setting. Now, I would never leave my job there. I absolutely adore that job too. But we also know that working for a public education system doesn't make you a lot of money. And working part-time for Dada has gave me that. But when I work for them, I know that I'm going to get on 30 minutes before I start class. I'm going to look through my lessons real quick. I've done a lot of the lessons enough that I kind of know what I need. And I have my props really easily available. I have 2 drawers on my desk. They aren't really drawers, they're actually baskets. And I fill my top basket with Friday night, and I fill my bottom basket with Saturday. So I'll just flip them. Doesn't take me a lot of time. Things I always have in them. This one's really messy right now. Finger puppets. Marker. Whiteboard. Things that I always have that are always things that I use. I keep in my basket. Sometimes I see, oh, wow, there's fruit in this lesson. I'll run up to my kitchen and grab some fruit, throw it in a bowl, use it during class. So those little things, 30 minutes tops is what it takes me to prep for class. It doesn't take me long. It doesn't take that 3 hours of making copies outside of the classroom. It doesn't take me that, 20 minutes of typing emails to parents. That was really low ball on it, but it doesn't take me all that time emailing parents to make sure that their student is doing okay, or when they are rude to another student, you're not teaching them after school or before school how to not do that. You get your time with your students one-on-one, and that's really cool because in public education, we're constantly dealing with the drama and the kids getting at each other, and where classroom management is a lot more complicated than with Dada. So it does save you a lot of time in that sense. The last thing I wanted to say was the one thing that Dada lets me do that any other job I have does not, is it gives me time to do something that I love, but still have a time for me. A lot of teachers will contest to this, of course. We become obsessed with our classrooms. We become obsessed with our students because we want them to do well. We care about them. We care about their families. We care about all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, we burn ourselves out because we work so hard and so long that we forget to take time for us. Now, I've been very, very lucky to have people in my life in the public education system that have taught me to take time for myself. Working for Dada doesn't take so much time that I don't have time for myself. It gives me time, or I have extra time to take care of me. And that's really, really important as an educator. That is all that I have for you guys on how Dada works with me and my time. If you have any questions, of course, comment below. You can always use my referral link if you're interested in applying for Dada. If you have any questions, of course, always ask. always message, go ahead and like this video, and go ahead and follow me. If you're still not sure about working online, I'll give you some more reasons too. Thanks. Bye-bye.